Hafide, everybody, and welcome to KUM News Extra. If you're streaming us online or watching us on KUM TV8, I am Jason Salas, and I'm really glad you tuned in tonight because we are talking about extreme sports and documenting them. So I have some colleagues of mine, and I will say that, gentlemen, with the utmost respect, definitely from the filmmaking side, not at all from the athletic side, because even when I was doing sports, I am nowhere in your caliber. We have Jeff Rios, a very good friend of ours. Dedido in the house.
You know it.
Billy Navarrete, Guam's Ninja Warrior. Good to see you always, Bill.
Day.
All right. Brian Johnson here, who comes to us by way of South Carolina and a couple other places. So good to see you. And we're going to talk about your experiences in doing the OCR competitions. And then Maurice Johnson. Mo, very good to have you here. Happy holidays.
Pleasure's all mine.
And you are the filmmaker, as I understand.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you are documenting this. I do not pity you because we've done a couple of the Trench Challenge events here.
Right.
Us documenting it. Sometimes we actually put on more mileage. Our Fitbits are about to blow up.
Yeah,
We do more
exactly.
miles than these guys. But fortunately, we're not doing the obstacles. But I want to talk about that. So, Billy, this is how everybody knows you. You've introduced Guam to the sport. So many people have utmost respect for you. What was it like competing in the Trench Challenge and then in the London events?
Oh, I mean, competing in Trench in a local competition, it's you vibe off a lot of people, the locals here on Guam. You know, people know me as the Ninja Warrior athlete, but like competing in an actual endurance type of race, an OCR race, it's a lot different because there's a lot more running. You know, it's an endurance sport, so you gotta be a little more well-rounded. You can't just focus on running. You can't just focus on obstacles. You can't just focus on strength carries. You gotta actually balance yourself out with every single type of portion of the obstacles or the race. You know?
And I was going to say, Brian, because you look like you stand significantly taller than Billy over here.
Yeah.
So would you say that height weighs in your favor when you do some of those obstacles? Because I saw the clips, like the preview video, which we're going to show you later on in tonight's show, of the London events. That was insane.
I'd say not necessarily. One of the great things about OCR, obstacle course racing, is you draw from a lot of different sports and events like Billy mentioned. So yeah, there's some strength, and yeah, there's a lot of long distance running involved as well, but some of the obstacles are not conducive to someone that's tall. So perhaps if I'm going for a reaching event, that might work in my favor for height, but there's sometimes where we're having to get in these almost awkward positions to crawl through an obstacle, and it can be a little bit challenging for me, and I'm not that tall, 5'11", so...
Okay, well, I'm 6'3".
So more difficult for you maybe.
Yeah, the leaning down, like your knees and your legs and everything like that, because, you know, giraffes like us and everything like that, that is not easy. So how do you guys how do you train and how do you condition for these specific events? Because, I mean, it's a total body workout.
Right. Well, for one, you have to kind of set up a training plan. You know, you got to work on your cardio, you got to work on your strength, you got to work on obstacle training, a lot of body calisthenics type of training. But for the most part, I like to use HIIT conditioning, high intensity interval training. That way it keeps my metabolic rate up and I'm able to just stay constant with my pace and, you know, my heart rate, keep it going.
Yeah, as a fan of sport, I'm always marveled every time we cover these events at like seeing people just go from obstacle to obstacle, having, you know, the strength, the resolve. But I mean, it's also a lot of mental toughness. Would you agree?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Absolutely. So yeah, so the way most of my training is, my background is triathlon, so I've been taking advantage of a lot of the local triathlons here on the island. So you had, you know, 3 different events, which is challenging in its own right, and then you had that mental capacity as well. So I think coming from a triathlon background, that's helped me from OCR because as most people would attest for certain races, it's 90% mental. It's not so much strength. It's definitely all up in the mind.
All right. Okay, so Mo, as someone who chronicles these events and everything like that, you know, you've got a very specific eye. You know, you're looking for, I mean, and I would say with respect to the athletes, you're looking at everything that's happening around you in 360 degrees. You know, I mean, you're looking at people run past you. You're obviously focusing on certain athletes. What are you seeing and what type of moments are you trying to capture when you put these together?
Well, when I film these wonderful guys here, along with the other athletes that we've seen, especially in London, I try to capture the raw moments that you see, and just people at their highest of highs and the lowest of lows, you know. And because I really want the people who watch this film to really see, you know, that yes, you know, it's a grueling and it's a really, let's say, a hard competition or sport. It's also fun as well, because if you watch the film, you'll definitely see a lot of people smiling, you know. And for the longest, I couldn't understand why. I said, why are these people smiling and they're just running through this mud and, you know, torturing themselves? But it's one of those things you really have to be there to really understand that it's more than a sport. It's a lifestyle that, you know, these people do. And hopefully through this film, I really want to portray that so the viewers will see that anyone can do it. You
Now,
know?
how do you get ready for this? Because I know from our own documenting of
Right.
Trench Challenge, no one helps you. There isn't
Right.
like medical staff for
Right.
filmmakers and everything.
Right.
And you're carrying all that gear.
Exactly.
And you're kind of like outside the obstacles and
Yeah,
everything. And
yeah.
yet, if you slip and fall in the mud, you're on your own.
Yeah, pretty much. And that almost happened a couple of times while filming the video. And you know what? It's just how I just mentally, I don't know, I just put myself there. It's just because it's exciting for one to be there. So I kind of just overlook the pains and carrying all the equipment. Just the excitement of being there and capturing such an epic moment. It's almost like it's euphoria, I guess.
Adrenaline is a wonderful
exactly, it really
Yeah,
is. So
yeah.
that's the quickest and easiest way to explain it. And like I said, hopefully through this film, the viewers will really see that these wonderful athletes here really gave it their all and
Okay.
represented Guam very well.
Right on. Okay, and now, Jeff, everybody has so much immense respect for you because you embody so much of what it is to be a Guamanian athlete. You have the character, you help your teammates and everything. You challenge yourself to push yourself further. Where can people see this film, and what will they take away from it?
Well, when can they see it, or when can they see that moment?
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
We should be releasing
Yeah.
it here pretty soon.
Well, they're going to see it in just a couple minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But I know trenchevents.com, they can find out more information about it there.
Yes, definitely trenchevents.com if you want to log on for just to see what's going on and when the next event is, and that would definitely be the site to do that. But,
Okay, and then real quick, we got about 15 seconds.
Sure.
How was it competing overseas?
Oh, it's great. I went over there for 2 other events prior to this one in London, and was always the guy on the side, just kind of watching over and doing videos and pictures and stuff of the event, and just supporting, logistically getting the guys ready for something like this. And then this year going out there and wearing a different hat and being one of the competitors was it was tough.
Well, for me, it wasn't so much the hat you wore. It was that beautiful clip that you guys are going to see after this commercial break of you and some of the other members of Team Guam break out the Great Seal of Guam. You guys are carrying the flag, literally flying the colors for our great
Yeah, that's
island
awesome.
in a different place.
It's a
Okay,
great
so
feeling, yeah.
gentlemen.